Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I just came across an absolute gem that I needed to share with you guys. This is actually just boggling my mind that I found this at a vehicle auction. And here we go, a 1980 Datsun 280zx. Now this isn't just any ordinary Datsun 280zx, this is actually a 10th anniversary edition. Now you can tell right off the bat that this has this two-tone paint scheme that you're not gonna see on a regular Datsun 280zx. And the reason that we can confirm that this is actually a 10th anniversary is even by the badging over here, as well as some other minor details that we'll see on the inside of the car. But I'm telling you right now that this is very, very clean for its age. It doesn't look like it's been in any sort of accidents. The body's all in one piece. And I believe the mileage is around 150 to 160,000 miles on the clock. The first things that you're gonna notice right off the bat is the seats are pretty torn up. So it has like these seat covers over both of them. I can't confirm the condition, nor is it my place to start taking stuff off the car, but I'm willing to bet that these are just torn and ratted up. That's nothing to be too concerned about. But when I look in the interior, I'm seeing some really tall tale signs that whoever had this truly loved this car. I see that it has some aftermarket speakers that were installed, and it looks like they really took the time to make it look nice. It doesn't look OEM, but of course it definitely adds to the whole aesthetic of it. And I can't get over just these little power window switches on these old Zs. It's just so cool, so elite. Now when we get inside, here's the cluster. Yeah, so it's got 159,912 miles on the clock with a 5-speed manual transmission. And it looks like whoever had it, they also upgraded these pillar pod gauges, because there's no way that this is something from the 80s. I'm sure this is somebody taking the extra time to replace those, and they did a really nice job. It's even got this little suede cover to keep the dash from cracking, because on older cars it's very common, especially when they sit out in the sun for too long, that they'll start to have all these hairline cracks. Especially if you see like the old S13s and S14 240s, the dashes for whatever reason just like to fall apart eventually. But I mean, there's just so much attention to detail in this thing. I mean, look at these little mirror controls. I mean, this is so fancy. And when we look down here on the plaque, we could see that this is actually car number 1101 of 3000. So that's just something really, really special. And you really got to thank these old Zs for basically creating the lineage that we have today. It has one of the most bizarre steering wheels that I've ever seen. Now, everything is here, and it looks like they didn't keep anything in terms of documentations or paperwork. That's pretty common to see on an old auction car, but it's all here. But I'm gonna show you guys this little party trick that's coming up right over here. Dude, I can't get over how cool that is. Now it's got a 5-speed manual transmission. Let's roll through the gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll stop this from binging and bonging. Now as we look up, it looks like it has target tops, T-tops to be specific, and it looks like there is some moisture coming in. And it is so cold today that it's actually pretty frosty in here. And you're gonna see that being kind of a reoccurring theme with this car. But I will say that the interior itself looks pretty dry. You see a lot of these T-tops start to leak, and especially for this age, I wouldn't be surprised if it at least leaks a little bit. So this is where you kind of lock and unlock the T-tops, and it looks to be in pretty good shape. In the back of the hatch, there's actually a lot of room. I was like pleasantly surprised at how much stuff you could probably put in here. It's also got these roller bars for God knows what. Let's pop open the trunk real quick and take a look at the back of the car. I can see already that the trim, just from the age, is starting to ripple and come apart from the seam where it usually lines up to keep all the moisture out. But as I look at the rubber seal itself, it looks to be intact, and I don't see any moisture getting on the inside, which is really good news. But again, you can see kind of the trim is falling apart, and this is just a cover for the strut mounts at the top, but it's all here. So I took a closer look at the wheels and tires, and it looks like it does have mismatched front and rear tires. And I mean, that's not a biggie. But the one thing I do see is it looks like maybe these were like freshly powder coated, because this looked like a really high quality repaint on these wheels. You know, I can't confirm or deny if these are OEM, but they look like it, that's for sure. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to open up the hood, and I tried with all my might to get the hood open, but it's just way too cold, and I think it's just welded shut. And I'm gonna give the car one last look before I go and try and start it, just so you guys can see the overall condition of the vehicle. and it's really starting to grow on me. It may not be my favorite body style of all the Zs in terms of generations, but I mean, this one is so incredibly special that it doesn't really matter and you can disregard it for what it is. I think this would be a really, really fun little car to restore and just keep going on the road. I like the Frosty Z. Crispy. All right, let's see if she's got the juice. Oh, so close. Let me try again. Oh, yeah. There's a little bit of a hesitation. It almost feels like some sort of misfire. It's like the engine's kind of like this. I don't know if that's gonna pick up with the image stabilization on, but you're gonna have to just take my word for it. It feels like it's running on 5 cylinders, if I'm being honest with you. And it's really a shame I can't pop open the hood. That's the one thing that's kind of killing me right now. It's binging and bonging at me, what? Okay, so we're gonna go full igloo status in here, just so it stops beeping at me, but I mean, it runs pretty good. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit more, but just in terms of like a place to sit and really imagine myself driving this car, I already can see it 110%. I'm slowly starting to fall for this, and I totally get why people love these old Zs. It's just got a charm to it. And even though the seats are torn up, it's actually relatively comfortable. I can see if it goes into gear. Put the handbrake down. I literally can't see anything though, so I'm not gonna go too far. Yeah, it feels good. Going into reverse, see how it feels. Yeah, it feels really good. Wow, this is amazing. Here, let's go see what it looks like on the outside. Yeah, not bad. Nice and quiet. And the underside, I don't see any rust. I mean, this undercarriage is very clean. This looks garage kept. If I was gonna guess, at least. Let's check out the front. Yeah, wow, this thing, clean as a whistle. Very, very, very clean. Yeah, to the right buyer, this is an absolute gem. Get the little badging over there. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm not gonna rev the car because it's still pretty cold, but I do wanna at least just give it some more revs just to feel if there's any difference or hesitation from the engine. So I'm gonna go to about like 1500 to 2000 RPM to see how it behaves. And it seems to smooth out, but at idle, it doesn't really like it. It feels a little lumpy. It could be something like a vacuum leak, bad plugs, but mechanically it feels good. There's no like horrible noises or anything like that. But anyways, so let me know what you guys think. I'm sure this car is gonna go for big money, or somebody's gonna really, really want it, but you never know, it's an auction. So maybe it goes for cheap. Maybe this is somebody's little weekend warrior track toy or just a weekend cruiser. But overall, I really like it. It's a good looking little car. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.